Our next round of cooler temperatures is on the way, bringing us the potential for some widespread frost on Friday morning. We also have other changes in the forecast, including rain chances increasing this weekend. That could bring us several inches of rain to parts of Louisiana. We certainly need it with those ongoing drought conditions. And then we have the chance to see another round of freezing temperatures as we head into next week. I'm meteorologist Jake Lambright. Let's break down what's in the forecast for us so far across the state of Louisiana and what this means for us here in central Louisiana. Let's go ahead and start off with a look at our Friday morning frost and freeze forecast. That magenta color that you see there across northern and central parts of the state indicate the potential for widespread frost across our area. Now, thankfully, this cool down is going to be pretty short-lived because by Saturday morning, Sunday morning, we're not looking at temperatures near the temps we need for frost or a light freeze. However, we will see the potential for freezing temperatures as we head into next week, and I'll be getting to that here a little bit more here in just a second. As far as our Friday goes, things are looking pretty great. Thursday and Friday, the weather will be amazing as our weather will be influenced by that area of high pressure. It'll keep us dry. It'll also keep us pretty seasonable for this time of the year. No kind of warm temperatures, unseasonably warm temperatures like we've been seeing these past couple of weeks. Highs will hover right around 60 degrees for us here across northern and central parts of the state. So far, and these are a recap from Wednesday afternoon, we had some pretty gusty winds across the state, anywhere from 20 to 25 miles per hour. And I'm happy to report that those wind speeds will be a lot lower as we head at least into the day on Thursday and Friday, but expect wind gusts to pick back up once again on Saturday. In fact, let's take a look at some of those here. You'll see by Thursday afternoon, we're looking at wind gusts between 10 to 15 miles per hour, so nothing too bad. Very similar gust as we head into the day on Friday, but watch this. Saturday afternoon, we could see wind gusts picking back up anywhere from 20 to maybe 30 miles per hour, depending on where you are across the state. So if you're thinking about putting some of those holiday decorations outside on Thanksgiving, make sure that you have those anchored down or leave them indoors until the weekend starts to wrap up, and then wind gusts should start to die down a little bit further. All right, another thing that's going to really impact your weekend and the start of next week are rain chances, and you'll notice that those really start to pick up as we head into the upcoming weekend. In fact, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, rain chances currently at 50%. Tuesday, those chances do start to go down, and by Wednesday, we're looking at a 10% chance of rain. Now, so far, these past couple of rain events, models have been very optimistic with our totals and then backing off at the last second. For my forecast, I've got us at about 1 to 2 inches of rain. Can't rule out 1 to 3 for sure. I mean, as this model shows here, 2 to 3 inches of rain, certainly possible in some locations, but based on how things have been trending these past couple of events, I'm leaning toward the 1 to 2 inch range for now. Of course, if data continues to back that up as we get our high resolution data in starting tomorrow, then I may be bumping that rainfall range up. Either way, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 inches. We need every drop of rain that we can get as we've been dealing with some pretty significant drought conditions across portions of our area. In fact, you'll see across a lot of the state, most of us are seeing those level 1 out of 4 or moderate drought conditions so far, and in parts of central Louisiana specifically, in fact, in parts of Sabine and Natchitoches, as well as Allen, Evangeline, and St. Landry Parish, where you see that darker orange, that indicates severe drought conditions, which is a level 2 out of 4 on the drought monitor scale. Now, full disclaimer, we will have a new drought monitor coming out later during the day on Thursday, so expect an update to that in my Friday forecast update as far as the changes that we've seen with the drought monitor for central and southern parts of central Louisiana. So basically Fort Polk to Alexandria to Marksville and area south, I don't expect much of a change with the drought monitor. But for those further to the north, like Sabine and Natchitoches Parish, another pocket of the severe drought conditions, I do expect to see some improvements as we got some pretty substantial rain on Monday night into early Tuesday. That certainly will help with some of those ongoing drought conditions. Now, as I mentioned before when I was talking about the chance for frost earlier in the video, yes, there is the chance for not only frost next week, but a freeze as well. You'll notice Monday night into Tuesday morning, frost will be possible. And then by Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, not only are we looking at a freeze, but a hard freeze will be possible. Here is something that I do want to note, though, with that freeze Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. While this does technically qualify as a hard freeze, with this being kind of near that 28-degree mark, we're not going to be there long enough for this to be pipe bursting cold per se. So we'll be in the upper 20s for a little while, very narrow window close to sunrise, and then we'll be warming back up. Now, I know that this freeze forecast here only goes out for 7 days. However, I do anticipate that we will see morning lows warm back up as we go later on into the week. So not really expecting much when it comes to frost or freeze conditions much further beyond Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Of course, if that changes, I'll make sure to give you the first alert to the latest. All right, let's take a look at what our forecast is going to look like over the next 7 to 10 days. You'll see temperatures on a bit of a roller coaster. That 7-day forecast showing highs near 60 degrees for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Will be a little bit warmer by Saturday as those rain chances increase. Highs will be in the mid-60s. And we're in the mid-50s for Sunday, mid-40s for Monday. And yes, those are afternoon highs, then back to the 50s by Tuesday, mid-50s as we head into Wednesday. Your 10-day forecast showing us warming back up into the 60s. Starting Thursday, that will continue through the weekend, and there are some hints at some unsettled weather in there. Of course, I will have to keep a close eye on that and continue monitoring things as we head closer to the second half of next week. So like I said, a bit of a temperature roller coaster and rain roller coaster as we go through much of the next 7 to 10 days, but we really need that rain. Also, the threat for severe weather looking very, very minimal over the next 10 days. Of course, that could change. I'll make sure to give you the first alert if it does, but for now, no major concerns when it comes to severe weather. I'll have another weather update for you coming up tomorrow. You can be looking for that on the KALB 24/7 Weather channel and over on our YouTube channels.